fidgety than I usually am back. And I'm not having it happen. I'm running from
I've just come downstairs to get a drink, and just before I came down, I clicked on a video from Silver Screen Girl, Beth. But at that moment I knew that I had to go and get a drink, so I can actually hear her voice upstairs. But all morning I've thought about one thing. I've watched a few of my subscribers' videos and been in touch with Daniel once or twice. And all morning, while watching those videos, I've been thinking about one thing. And I've now made the decision that I'm actually talking very brave, because the time hasn't passed where I'm not going to be affected yet. But I'm sure within the next 2 hours I will be affected one way or another. I made, because for the last 2 weeks I've been smoking roll-ups, Golden Virginia I think it's called, Golden Virginia roll-ups, because the prices of cigarettes actually went up. Although they're still only $1.50 per packet. They've gone up, and basically I just can't afford to do it. Now, it's something that Silver Screen Girl mentioned last week in one of her videos, and how people can afford to smoke, and basically I can't afford to smoke. The cheaper option was to buy tobacco and to buy papers. I've just had my last cigarette maybe 30 minutes ago, maybe 1 hour ago, and I've decided I'm going to give it a go of stopping smoking. Now, from what I can gather, it takes 3 days for the toxins in the body to leave the body, and the hunger to go away for 3 days. After that, it must be psychological, if I'm right. So I'm going to keep you posted on how I'm doing of not smoking. I'm going to do it for myself, and I'm going to do it for my wife, who desperately wants me to stop. She says I stink. Turns from making that last clip, I sat down at my laptop. Beth, Silver Screen Girl, is still playing from her last video. And the first thing I did as I sat down on my chair was I waved my hand over my table in search for a cigarette. I haven't got any cigarettes to smoke. I don't want to smoke. I'm going to stop smoking. I will stop smoking. John will stop smoking now. Withdrawal symptoms will be difficult. Don't eat more, you'll get really fat. Do something now. Stay busy. Stay relaxed. Dream of oral sex or sunset. Drink a coffee instead of smoking. See a picture of me in my mind. Imagine myself running down the beach, not smoking. Hand to mouth is only 10% of stopping. Smoking does not make you feel good. Health, money, slavery, habit, smell, pity them. Smoke, choke, death, disease, cough. It is a smoke prison. Suppress the withdrawal. Embrace the withdrawal. When I was a child, I didn't smoke. When I was at high school, I tried smoking round at the school smokers' corner. Didn't particularly pay much attention to it. It wasn't part of my priorities, wasn't interested. I was 19 years old when I started smoking. 19 years old. And I wouldn't have started smoking only for the fact the friend that I had at the time suggested on the Saturday morning we woke up from his house that we go round to the local pub, have a few drinks in the afternoon in the pub and play a video game. You know, one of these stand-up video games that you put a couple of coins in and play with the joystick and the buttons, whatever that game was. He also suggested that we bought a packet of 10 cigarettes. They were Berkeley Blue. We bought the cigarettes and we went to the pub and we smoked 5 cigarettes each in an hour and a half, and I felt sick. But I went and bought another packet, as he did. From that point on I've smoked 20 cigarettes per day, every day, every day, every day, thousands of times, putting a cigarette into my mouth. Thousands of times. In the last couple of years, about 10 years ago, I started to smoke roll-ups. I started to smoke Golden Virginia, and I was probably smoking 20 of them a day, and they're much stronger. I always like to filter, like it makes a difference, with or without a filter. Cigarettes are really cheap in Bulgaria, and I've smoked constantly since I've been here. When I arrived, I stopped buying tobacco because it was cheaper to buy cigarettes than it was to buy tobacco, and so I started to smoke cigarettes, and I was smoking the heavy brands, and that 20 a day eventually turned into 30 a day. That 30 a day turned into 40 a day. 40 cigarettes a day. Every day. About 2 years ago, I made a choice to smoke the milder brands. At first I did realise that I was smoking heavier. I was taking longer drags. I was putting it in my mouth more often. But then after a while I relaxed. But still smoking 40 cigarettes a day. 40 cigarettes a day. Today I've made the choice. Today I've decided no more. No more cigarettes. No more. I don't want the poison in my mouth. I don't want the poison in my lungs. I don't want it anymore. I'm not going to have it anymore.